Alright, so in the previous video, we explored the chat capabilities, okay, so the direct chat and the web scraping capabilities of Interfaze, right? So where we just did a regular chat and then we did a web scraping challenge, okay, so where I asked Interface to scrape my LinkedIn page and it gave me a very cool output. Okay, so you can see that output here as well. Okay, see, it's very much cool. Okay, so all of the information is provided, everything is in order, everything is cool. Now let's move to the next challenge. Okay, so my next challenge is to give access to specific tools, okay, or give special instructions on getting some of the prompts, okay, because I told you, right, so prompts can be very much generic and you need to build tools on it, providing special capabilities. Okay, so that's the challenge. Okay, so let me give you a very real life challenge. Like, let's say, let's take a task of generating horoscope. Okay, like, let's say if I go to ChatGPT and I say, what is today's horoscope of Leo. Okay, so like, let's say, so what's the horoscope for today? Okay, so see what it did it scraped internet. Okay, so and it gives you some of the challenges, right? Okay, so many a times what happens is that it gets confused. Okay, so you get very generic output if you try to do it. There is no consistency across this. So the best thing what we can do in the industry, so like, let's say if I have this challenge, and what's the best thing I can do is that so whenever I get this term horoscope, get horoscope, we build a tool and pass special instructions to that based on the prompt. So this is what tooling is. So does Interface provide this tooling? Yeah, so let's see that. So to do that, I'm going to just create a new file, chat with tools again. So I'm just saying one tool. You can have a lot of tools. Like, let's say if you want to do some database operations, you will write a special tool with some restrictions. So that's how things work in industry. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to their integrations page, and here, so we have seen this, we have seen this. Like, this is what is function calling. I want to call specific function based on some of the challenge. Okay, so again, so just copy this and paste it here. So I'm going to explain it here. See, first thing is that regular interface setup. So you should do it for all of the things. You should say where your interface is. Everything is clear. And next is define tools. Okay, so this is TypeScript. So let's just remove this. So I'm going to define a tool. So the tool name is get horoscope. Again, this is not specific to interface. This is how you do it in LangChain. Okay, you say get horoscope, and whenever you get this, you say that get that horoscope of this particular astrological sign, and you tell the properties that the sign should be a string and an example like Taurus, Aquarius, everything. And you say to do this, a sign is very much required. Okay, and yeah, so this is how you define tools. You can define n number of tools and you provide access to this. And then same, we are going to invoke this and we are going to say get my horoscope for Leo. Okay, again, you can build a UI for this and have this as a backend where in the input you will just take the name of the zodiac sign, and then you just give the response and you say, hey, these are my tools, and you can select tools based automatically. Okay, as I told you, there might be n number of tools. So this is one tool. Okay, you can create a number of tools. See, this is an array, means it can have multiple tools. And then you just say the result. What is the result? You call it, and then you give the final response. Okay, so let's see how does this work. I'm going to just say node chat with tools. Okay, again, so invalid API key. Maybe I haven't provided the API key itself. Okay, so let me just copy the API key. Again, the errors are also straightforward. Okay, it's nothing from the interface team, but yeah, LangChain does it better. Great, great. So let me just clear this and just say incorrect API key. So I'm calling the same file, right? Just let me clear this and say node chat with tools.js. So is there any of the errors? There are no errors. And let me just call this. It says invalid API key, model authentication. I have got it from here. So let me just re-verify this. So let me go to the dashboard, refresh the dashboard. What is this? Let me re-roll this. Okay, means I'm getting a new API key. Again, you guys also don't try to copy my API key. Okay, so like, let me just, I have re-rolled it. It should have worked. Maybe I have missed or added something at the end. Okay, yeah, I have respawned it. And oh, the model is interface beta. Like, let me just see here. Let me just copy the same thing here. Okay. Oh, if you see that the configuration is not passed properly. Yeah, so I will ask the team to update this. Okay, so I am in touch with the founder. Okay, so not an issue. So that's the thing. Okay, API key was proper. The documentation, there is some issue with it. Okay, yeah. So now I'm just running this. So you can see it takes time. But yeah, see, let me give you a real life use case where this might be very much good. Like, let's say you are building a talk to your database functionality. Like, instead of writing SQL queries, you are using AI to directly query and get the things. Okay, did I not log this? Console log response. If this is there, so just give the final response. Okay, like, let me just console log the response itself. Console log response. Chat with tools, yeah. So you are building an LLM which directly talks to your database, fetches, builds the query and gets it. So at that time, providing like, you will have your own CLI commands. Okay, so at that time you will build a tool and give access to your handbook. Okay, so that's where I use these tools. Very interesting things you can build it. Okay, again, I told you, right? So these are very much exciting when you have faced the challenges. Okay, and you will face the challenge for this. Okay, see, here's the horoscope for Leo today, October 10th. Okay, so from Cafe Astrology, the moon moves into social sector. So it gives you okay. I'm glad it's a great day to initiate action and embrace major change. Okay, but yeah, so you get to know, right? So it is giving you a complete information which you can format properly and do this. Manage financial caution and shine with your unique talents. Change may seem disruptive. Okay, so I see a mixed opinion on my zodiac sign. But yeah, anyways, so this is how you build and access tools. And one more thing which is very much interesting for me, which you can try out, is whenever you go to this, right, you can specify specific format. Like, I want in this particular schema. Okay, like, let's say, so here we are telling the search latest news of AI developments, and you are just asking a number of results like this. Okay, in the same way you can specify, like, I want in this particular goods, bads, caution, something like that. So this is also a very interesting use case where you can provide schema, like what format. Okay, so this is very much important in AI. Okay, like AI, two domains, AI and IoT, right? You cannot control the output better. Okay, so any data can come, there might be any garbage data. So formatting that is very much important, and doing that will give you a lot of advantages. So that's why whenever you use AI products, something might break, the formatting will not be proper, the backend handles it, everything. Okay, the LLM just gives vague responses. Okay, so that is where this schema part also is very much interesting for me. Okay, great. So that's it. This is what we wanted to explore in this particular video. In the next video, let's explore the vision capabilities. I have an interesting challenge there. We'll explore the vision capabilities there. That's it, and I'll catch you up in the next one. Thank you.